route.
Red Rover, bend over. Send me tits and let me take over. Alright. And welcome back to another Shitcast. So soon already. How's it going, everyone? We got another low-tier game here between two players that are within the close range of each other, 600 and 700, with Myxir, a name I'm pretty familiar with, but I don't know if he's been around for a long time. I think other people would probably know him best. And this one, Guig Spirit Sage. Some kind of mythical bullshit going on up there, but both of these guys playing Cybran on Abhor. A classic map now that's been featured in the ladder pool. Oh dear. There you go. Only a whole 10 seconds behind the other guy, unfortunately. Abhor, though, really cool map made by my good friend Bias, or as he likes to call himself, Boyus. Here we are with this map. It's kind of got a good selection of spread out mexes around here and some decent amount of reclaim. With some water, red flaming skulls to provide the little bit of aesthetic play here. Really high octane stuff, meant to get your blood pumping when you look at these bad boys. Let's see. But overall, no. I'm looking at the build orders here, and so far it's looking kind of standard between this kind of level of play. This guy, unfortunately, however, is he AFK again? Oh my god. The choices I make, the replays I've chosen for this shit casting, better be worthwhile. Got some labs out, I believe. 2 labs. There's a pair right here that's coming from the Sage Priest up there at the very top. And some typical expansion going on. Let's see. There's not at all much going with this guy's base. I'm not really sure how he plans to set up his production here. He's at least going to be grabbing some reclaim on the way up there. And labs are going to be passing by each other. Some good shit there. Let's see. Oh, well, interesting way to branch out of your core base. Utilize the adjacency bonus that you get with the mask extractors. He's enticed to not follow the typical meta and produce his own. And those labs coming down. Each of them kind of going their own ways. Even more labs. There's a lot of labs early on, huh? Ooh. Yeah, this will be interesting. Ooh. And these NGs are going to be intercepted and dealt with quickly here. As, well, this little guy's not really going to get much done, is he? This one could probably head up there and do some damage. So far looking like a lot healthier start for Myxir. As those labs tickle that little hydro to death. It's going to be something else, I tell you. This lab at least is going to be able to get up there and harass that NG. And this one has already succeeded in killing the expanding one. Good stuff starting out. Very slow to begin with. And making sure to hide underneath. Oh, nope, they come out. Waiting for an engineer to pass along until they jump out and spook him. And some bomber. Oh, they actually managed to kill it. unfortunately, a delayed reaction there from Myxir to actually do anything about that. I can't say much is going to be going on here. So far, well, there's a lot of little pathetic attempts at raiding, but at least they're succeeding since neither are really coherent in their approach to dealing with the problem. Very delayed in their response. It's almost 5 minutes, and I think that's the first mantis I've actually seen on the field. Oh well, these guys came in as well. Still nothing done about this, or the ones in the back here. Myxir is the only one who's actually getting any expanding done at a slower rate. But he's got factories going on so far. Sage here is getting a few, but my god. Looking at the total mass, it's a huge... Wow. Wait, was that actually total mass? No, okay. No, very similar. With similar energy costs as well. A lot of reclaim for spirit, which is a pretty nice thing to have there. With Myxir obviously with an income there. He's going to eventually just scale up beyond what spirit here, or sage, can actually contend with. This bomber now with 3 kills, engineer kills. And a radar. It's pretty damn good. How much more is he going to get done is the question. Not very much, unfortunately, as he's shot down and sent back into oblivion where he belongs. How long did it take him to build that thing? Good lord. With that hard stall, it comes to as no surprise. It's almost one-sided here, to be honest. I'm going to speed this up. Everything's looking kind of natural for Myxir. Bit slow. He hasn't quite gotten to here. And his ACU is up here to get some mass as well. And no reclaim orders. Not much reclaim either. He needs to get that going. Still a bunch of reclaim here. And up here, he doesn't seem keen on reclaim, unfortunately. Although he's got a couple here and there doing their part. And well, actually it's starting to look a lot better for Sage now. As Jester foolishly decides to harass Myxir's ACU. Well, nice showcase for what Bias's map certainly has to offer. At least it's abhorrently well made. Oh, that wasn't funny. There goes that Jester. Still hardly any production going on. I'm almost certain by now he's been able to accumulate far more tanks and units in general. About twice as much, unfortunately, for Myxir. He's got quite a bit of air going, but that's not going to do him much good. If he's... Well, he's at least attempting to raid here, it seems. Although there is a ton of anti-air here. With bombers and whatnot. That's going down rather quickly. Will certainly be no contest whatsoever. There's a production line right there. Probably take him a while to get there eventually. Stealth. Yes, that's going to come quite in handy here at this stage of the game. Can certainly do with gun first, though. Make use of your ACU early on and then get the upgrade going on stealth. I mean, not like he has any production at all to support that anyway. And so far, well, mass reclaim so far is starting to keep up between the two. Myxir seems to be the one in the lead for reclaim. He's not doing too bad on his eco. Still not enough scaling and production. But it's slowly beginning to happen now that he's hit T2 land. Get some engineers going out of there. Build some T2 and some rhinos. Myxir hasn't poked and prodded his way through his defenses. Now he's going to start gradually catching up. And we'll see how Sage contends with this eventually. Deciding to wall off everything. Oh boy. Can't give too much shit to fucking Myxir here. Myxir at least has some sensible scaling, at least here. He's not doing as much expanding as he should. There's these little bits and cliffs here that he could be dropping to get them extra mass and reclaim. He still has a lot of reclaim out there, but he is scaling, and he's got tech here. Could do with actually using his units instead of keeping them idly by, considering the advantage he presses here, but it doesn't seem that either one are totally engaged in doing so. Wow. Now, what's this game going to come down to? Finally, some kind of engagements going on here. The little group decides to back off as this one swerves left to deal with the middle section. And they're coming right back around. Unfortunate that they're going to be straying close to this group. Not like it makes much of a difference, though. Decided to retreat. No upgrades from Myxir, though. He's pressing his ACU forward to try to pressure this section here with the units. Destroys a radar and threatens some mass extractors here. Ooh, and finally some movement going on. Little transport overhead. Planning to drop some units over on these cliff edges. And there's a rhino in this clump here. Just one rhino? Yes, just one rhino. But that'll be a very difficult thing for him to counter. This Sage, anyway. Does have a lot more units pouring out of his factories, though. And actually more accumulating over here. It's not as though they're doing anything, though. And this group promptly making a foothold now into this back end here. Killing off a little T2 mass extractor. Worthwhile kill right there. Now Rhino doing its toll. Dealing the beat down. A lot of walls here, damn. He really doesn't want this accessible to anyone. And another T2 Mex goes down. Oh, good lord. Has he responded yet to the threat? Well, he's just getting through 75% of his T2 land HQ. And he's already 75% on the way to T3. Myxir is. And with already a couple T2 supporting factories. No, make that 4. How many more? Quite a few then. He's going to have a lot of rhinos in support and going to be backing up with, no doubt, loyalists very soon. And that rhino is promptly dealt with, but at least they managed to clean up over here. A lot more units finally coming through from Sage. Bit late to the party there. It's going to be very difficult for him to climb back if he doesn't do anything about the threat here. As soon Tech 3 makes its way to the field. Sage actually ended up getting T2 on his comm there. I almost said cum. Makes no difference, right? They arrive early, wherever they go. Alright. Alright, so now loyalists are starting to creep out from the factories. And the numbers are starting to build up in between the two. These should be upgrading soon, right? These ones are. Although his income is not comparable to Sage's, the total mass values, though, would probably favor his, yeah. I think he's done a bit more reclaim, and considering his power outcome as well, is already going to be ahead of his opponent. And they decide, well, fuck your walls. We'll just do the fucking traditional way. Burn and pillage them. You know, the cool thing about Harbingers, you can just reclaim that shit. Silly cybrans. You make a Mantis that can fucking give build assistance. They have engineering sweep, but they can't fucking reclaim. And here comes the loyalists to clean up that little mess on the side there. And not very much is going to be done besides the guaranteed destruction of that hydro. Could have done with swerving over here to take out a couple extra T2 max extractors. And here the loyalists come. Nice chunk of reclaim going to be dropped off there. Neither player is really invested in... Oh, wow. TML launchers. Does he intend to snipe his opponent? It's going to be very difficult with that massive fucking skull in the way of things. Major cock block on his ass. Although, right in the middle of an army coming right in for the kill. This will not last at all. Unfortunately so. It's actually a fair clunk of T2 units and Mantis with Artie. And nothing else really to back that up. And these factories aren't producing anything, so... Wow. And this here is just going to sweep through and clean house. Loyalists decide to respond to the threat. If he's careful in microing these, you can take out quite a few of them without losing a single loyalist. Although they don't have as great range as they used to, thank God. Fuck loyalists back then. Ooh. And some Corsairs to deal with the fucking HQ here. And I think he's actually going to be able to kill that. Ouch. And suddenly, with what little advantage he had going for him, it's turned into a massive one. I mean, what am I kidding? Loyalists, well, unfortunately, he just dives straight in, overestimating the worth of the EMP. That or he just doesn't understand what micro is. On every front, and holy shit. The waves of Mantis and just Artie tanks are starting to pour out. These loyalists are just simply being thrown into the fucking fodder. He does not have anything going on in air whatsoever. And oh, this little group over here managed to raid the back again, but unfortunately this just isn't helping at all. A loyalist to complement, and suddenly there's just attacks being delivered on all fronts here. He's not going to have the means to fight back against this. And yeah, bricks will be a great would be of great use in this situation, but unfortunately, he just lost one simply to rhinos. Just shoving them down in no man's land. Where's the... There it is. There's the T2 Air HQ. I thought he had Corsairs. I was confused for a moment why he had no presence in the air game. And wow. Kills off one T2 mech. There's one more that he could be taking on here to deal with the problem. And still, just fucking ramming his ass in there. As bricks, loyalists, and the like just get clobbered on. This is not a worthwhile investment. And holy shit, Myxir is getting himself way out there, caught out between Mantis and Artie. This is a terrifying sight to behold. Already into the red, and shit, dude. He's got stealth in T2, the additional 31 HP regen, but this is going to be cutting it close. Can you get another... Oh, he got another Veterancy. Plopping down into 25k, thereabouts. He needs to get his ass out of there. Get the hell out of Dodge. As P-Gens are under threat in his base. And holy shit, this entire game has taken a huge, catastrophic turn for the worse on Myxir's end. He has suddenly lost all map control. And yet somehow, Sage is actually bothered with sending his units, or at least dropping on these little cliffs here to actually get some of the... Did he actually do reclaim? Yeah, reclaim. And just get the mexes. Oh, well. Another T2 mechs into the bag. What difference does it make? He's lost pretty much everything. Wife took his children, his dog, and fucked his neighbor. And probably took his neighbor as well. He does have a few T3, a couple T3 supporting factories, and the main HQ. However, he is falling far behind. This is getting good. Man. He's managed to regain his footing in the T2, or the tech stage rather. He's getting T3, and he's spamming T2 factories here. Whatever for? You have Tech 3. You might as well scale your production. Well, he's getting more rhinos and Wagners. Wagners? Is that what it is? I don't fucking know. Who gives a shit anymore? Ooh. That would have been a difficult blow. Another one of those and it's toast. He's still working on trying to get his second T2 P-Gen after losing the first over yonder. And there's another expansion right there. Simply going to get the mexes and reclaim. Now that it's actually looking a whole lot favorable for Sage. 30k in score and another 30k in the simple factor of total mass. Mai has the tide turn. He's even reclaimed significantly more than Myxir has. There's a ton of reclaim on his front door too. No reason that he shouldn't be stalling the way he is. No, not stalling, but he certainly could be using that mass a bit better. He's got bricks, loyalists, and he's crumbling under the weight and pressure of all these units here. Cannot afford to keep losing power. Luckily he's got bricks coming around with loyalists to back him up, and this is only a T1 army so far, so this shouldn't be too hard to wrap up. Still, he's got incredible numbers pouring through and dealing massive damage to his front line. Is he... He's got Not a whole lot of T2 mexes, actually. Very few, in fact. To be frank, Myxir doesn't have much mass going himself, considering that he's losing every front here. He's barely holding by with the end of the knot to climb his way back into this. And, well, I'd say that'd be a good attempt there, but no, nothing to be done about that. He's got enough TMD, I think. And they're creeping around still. And unfortunately tossing a lot of his Tech 3, the standing army that he's got, into a significant amount of T2 point defense. Cybran at that, but still. That's just simply too many PD to contend with. As well as that shield and ACU, it's just not worthwhile. Is he actually trying to assassinate here? Kill off his comm? Well, that was a fruitless endeavor. That is a hard dick in the ass. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, no, he's still sticking to T2. Remaining dear and true to what his plan was. But considering probably the significant mass income, he still got actually a whole lot little than what he should. Could be grabbing that right there. And not enough T2 mexes right now. He does not have the income that he should have, considering the map control and presence he has. Well, he certainly finds his way of doing things, even if it means having to rebuild his eco within his enemy's turf. These little groups keep emerging, but somehow or another, they meet the end of the barrel of mass numbers of rhinos, artillery. He could be ecoing here and upgrading all these factories over and starting to get, holy crap, 10k power income. But I do not believe he has anywhere near the mass income to spend that either or. Mass or energy. I don't know what he's spending his power on. Instead of investing into more T3 P-gens, he could be building more, quite simply, mass extractors. At least this is actually kind of exciting here. 2 T3 groups starting to flank around the sides here as he's trying to deal a blow into his reclaim, or his income rather, in mass extractors and production. Damn, all those idle engineers coming to life. It's like watching a mummy rise from the tomb. And well, and nothing really being done here. They will not focus down the PD for some reason. I like that these units will prioritize targeting the fucking NGs and other small units when there's point defense around. It could have been a lot easier in dealing with if they'd focused down the PD first over the engineers. Guess I'd understand why they would do that, but it still bugs me nonetheless. Another raid going on the side here, only to be met with rhinos, which shouldn't be too much of a problem for the loyalists to get by. Pardon me, gents. Making my way through. Alright. It's probably doing some good damage back here. I don't know. Well, I think they either must have all died or... Yeah, that looks like they all died. That little group on the side there. And he's going to go after these T3 pigeons. To be frank, though, I feel like he's doing him a favor over than doing any damage. He's simply spent way too much mass trying to take out these pigeons. Or build these pigeons, rather. Well, not much can be done about that. The only viable presence that Sage has had in T3 is being starkly defeated by this little cluster here. I feel as though he could be outproducing him in any way, shape, or form in Tech 3, but he simply refuses to switch from the Tech 2 stage. He could have a lead here, but there's enough role-playing here to be had to throw away your game, buddy. Tech 3 on your ACU. Fascinating. Nothing really planned out. I guess... I mean... no other factories to build here. He's at least finally being free to actually do something about this little cluster here. He's rebuilt in certain areas. Still not nearly enough to contend with his opponent, who, if he actually ecoed, will be grossly, grossly powerful in scale and presence. But no. Finally, somebody decides to upgrade these fucking back mexes here. I don't know why he's retreating here. He's got a T2 mech that he could defend here, and he's got plenty of units to defend, but no. Tosses them to the wind. They mean nothing to him. He's got quite a bit of air, actually. Big Sage here. Enough to... oh, well, another one of these patrol orders again. Oh my lord. I just get sick of seeing that. He's even got... he's got patrolling transports around here. In case anyone wants to hop in and take a sweet ride. A detour on the coast. He's got some artillery here, though. Could be doing something with that. And the Tech 3 armies start to increase here for Myxir. Actually becoming much more relevant. But still, he tosses these loyalists into the fray. Not really doing anything exceptionally well in micro. Just... it could be playing a lot safer here. People say rhinos are shit. You haven't seen what they could do to just unmicro loyalists in bricks. 1v1 me with 10 rhinos and an unmicroed brick. Then I'll show you the true power of the Cybran Tech 3 army. Now, if we were to hop in one of those transports, we could see overhead how this swarm now is starting to creep in and make a huge incursion. I mean, he's doing him a favor and wiping out some of these factories now. Maybe he'll spend less resources at building fucking Tech 1 units and focus on loyalists and bricks. Mostly bricks. That's going to be your best answer for right now, with the map control you have. Although he's starting to simply release it as it buckles beneath the pressure. Ooh. Now that's what I was waiting for. And he's actually gone ahead and started reclaiming. Now he's pulled way ahead. I do believe that was about 20k, maybe 30 in mass over here. I don't want to exaggerate here, make myself look like a dingus, but I mean, he's made considerable progress here with all the reclaim. The amount of Tech 2 units and Tech 1 that were dumped here is significant. And a Monkey Lord. I had a feeling that this would come down to this part of the game. Surprised that Sage hadn't actually considered that option. Then again, tech isn't really his strong suit. Where is the control here? He's got all this air that he's got patrolling around here, and not one of them have actually utilized it. Actually, I take that back. He's probably utilized it to some degree. And there's that experimental. Actually, that built rather quick. And they say experimental build times were nerfed. I'm not so sure, though. It is... I think it's now simply out of his hands. Sage's victory, that is. At best, he's been using, what, bombers and jesters to harass his opponent? Maybe use a little bit of these transport intimidation factors? At least he's dropped on the sides here. But, I mean, here, Myxir at least bothered using Corsairs to snipe important structures like that HQ. He's got all this air, and there's nothing here, and actually now he's getting ASF, so it's much too late. And there's the GG from Sage, realizing that it's well and truly beyond his control. Still, there's no time to call GG. If he pulls together his resources, gets more Tech 3 going, maybe even construct an experimental of his own, he might be able to pull this out. But really, what can you do? Never bothered fully committing to Tech 3 when he should have. He was very slow to eco, very slow to tech, even though he technically had his tech here. Wasted resources on building all these Tech 3 pigeons. With this, he could have built Corsairs of his own. I mean, he's got fucking Tech 3 air himself, although he could have rushed that much sooner and abused Whalers or the Revenants. Revenants, are they called? Shows you how much I've played Cybran. I used to play them a lot. Revenants, yep, I was right. I at least got that right. And the mass numbers start to seep in. Sage simply gawks in awe at how the fuck did he throw this simple win away. Yeah. To be fair, this should have ended way earlier at the very beginning with Myxir if he was actually pressuring his opponent. And then as soon as he let that go, it should have very clearly gone to Sage's control for the rest of the game. But now, the futility of that matter is no longer relevant. As Myxir actually wins. He's actually got Tech 3 mexes here. At least he's actually done and capped his mexes appropriately. It's just, holy shit. There's so much of the early game that was not even existing. And then there was that whole point where it just completely went 180 degrees. My god. Well, this was a hell of an entertaining game. Credit to you, Myxir. Who's probably a team game player than a ladder one, considering your rating and this kind of gameplay. Alright. Well, I think that's going to be it for this shitcast. Of course, if you have any other good, entertaining, shit tier worthy games that you would like me to check out, I am not at all bothered. That came out wrong. I would love to watch some more shitcasts and cast those games. Just send it to me via Discord. I'm the administrator on the official Discord, so so you'll find me there, most likely. And I'll be seeing you whenever that comes around. Alright. Peace out, guys.